Today, we're diving into a hot topic that's been buzzing around the tech community, the display issues some users are experiencing with the brand new iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you're one of the lucky ones who just got your hands on one of these beauties, you might want to stick around for this one. Let's get into it. Reports have been flooding in from users complaining about a frustrating problem. Their screens just aren't as responsive as they should be. Imagine spending over $999 on a device, only to find that the touchscreen lives, or worse, ignores your taps and swipes completely. Not a great experience, right? Users are expressing their dissatisfaction online, and it seems like a lot of them are hoping that this issue is just a software glitch rather than a hardware defect. Fortunately, early indications suggest that this might be the case. So what's causing this unresponsiveness? Some users have pointed out that the problem could be linked to the new camera control button on the right side of the display. There's a theory that if your skin accidentally touches the area next to this button, it can render the entire screen unresponsive, except for the home bar. One user on Reddit of /known_tap_1462 mentioned, "It seems more like a system bug to me due to palm rejection." This suggests that the iOS touch rejection algorithm might be a bit too sensitive, causing the phone to ignore touches that are actually intended. Now let's break this down a bit further. The touch rejection algorithm is designed to prevent accidental touches from interfering with your experience. However, if it's too sensitive, it could mistakenly reject touches that you want to register. This is particularly problematic when your finger is close to that camera control area. Additionally, the iPhone 16 Pro has thinner bezels compared to its predecessor, the iPhone 15 Pro. This design change might mean less protection against accidental touches, leading the device to interpret certain taps as mistakes. Now, this isn't the first time Apple has faced display-related issues with a new iPhone model. Back in 2010, the iPhone 4 had its own infamous problem known as antenna gate. Users experienced signal loss when holding the phone in a certain way, leading to Steve Jobs famously stating that users were just holding it wrong. Apple eventually gave away free rubber bumpers to mitigate the issue. So, could we see a similar response to the iPhone 16 Pro's touch problems? Only time will tell. In the meantime, if you're experiencing these touchscreen issues, there are a few temporary solutions you can try. One suggestion is to use a case for your iPhone. This might help cover that sensitive area of the display, reducing the chances of accidental touches that trigger the touch rejection. Also, users have noted that the issue doesn't occur when the phone is locked. So if you're finding your screen stubborn while swiping through home screens or apps, just keep that in mind. Now, what's next? We're all hoping that Apple will roll out an iOS update soon to address this problem. If the issue is indeed software related, a simple update could restore the responsiveness of the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max displays. Make sure to keep your devices updated and stay tuned for any announcements from Apple regarding this issue. So, what do you think? Are you experiencing these touchscreen issues with your new iPhone 16 Pro? Let us know in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Today, we got some exciting leaks about Samsung's upcoming flagship, the Galaxy S25 Ultra. As always, Samsung has a reputation for pushing the boundaries of design and performance, and this new model seems to be no exception. We're diving into some of the biggest rumors and leaks, including changes in design, potential performance upgrades, some exciting new features. So, let's get right into it. First off, let's talk about the design. Based on leaked renders that have been making waves across the tech world, it looks like Samsung might be making some significant design changes with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. One of the most notable updates, the return of rounded corners. But before you get too excited or concerned, these corners aren't as dramatically rounded as what we're seeing with the latest iPhones. Instead, they strike a balance between the sleek, sharp design we're used to and a more subtle curve. Personally, I've always loved Samsung's unique rectangular design. It gives the phone a bold, solid feel. But these new rounded edges may give the S25 Ultra a more modern look. Whether you like the shift or not, there's no denying that Samsung is constantly refining its aesthetic to stay ahead of the curve. Another key design change is the removal of the thicker metal frame that we saw on previous models, like the S24 Ultra. Samsung is reportedly opting for a lighter, more refined design without sacrificing durability. What does this mean for you as a user? The S25 Ultra could not only feel lighter in your hand, but also look thinner and more streamlined. And let's be honest, a lighter phone is always welcome, especially when it's packed with high-end features and powerful hardware. It's a clever move by Samsung to make the phone feel more comfortable to hold while maintaining that premium flagship look. The leak renders also suggest that while the S25 Ultra may look smaller and lighter, it might actually be the same size or even a bit bigger than the S24 Ultra. However, if the design tweaks make it appear more compact, it's a visual trick, but a smart one, that helps the phone feel more manageable despite its large display. Now let's shift gears to performance. As we've come to expect from Samsung's flagship lineup, the S25 Ultra is likely to feature a faster processor, offering smoother multitasking, quicker game loading, and overall better efficiency. While the exact specs haven't been confirmed yet, all signs point to significant performance improvements over the S24 Ultra. Whether you're a gamer, a multitasker, or just someone who appreciates a fast, responsive phone, these performance buffs should make a noticeable difference in everyday use. Leaks hint at a focus on optimizing both hardware and software to deliver an experience that's not just faster but also smarter. Speaking of smarter, let's talk about the camera. While the core camera setup may not see a dramatic overhaul, we're hearing whispers about Samsung integrating more advanced AI features to enhance your photos and videos. This sounds similar to what Apple's doing with their iPhone 16's Apple Intelligence system. Samsung seems to be doubling down on its own AI tech, possibly dubbed Galaxy AI, to help with everything from image processing to real-time photo enhancements. The result? Better, more dynamic photos, even in tricky lighting situations without you needing to adjust a thing. It's all about letting the AI do the heavy lifting so you can focus on capturing the moment. So what do you think? Is Samsung's new design direction with the Galaxy S25 Ultra a hit or a miss? Are you excited for these potential performance upgrades? Personally, I think it's going to be a solid competitor in the smartphone market. But as always, I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, all things tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone! In today's video, we'll talk about a recent issue affecting Google Pixel 9 users who are running the Android 15 beta. If you're someone who loves getting early access to new features, you might already be running beta software on your phone. But as exciting as that sounds, betas come with their fair share of bugs, and this time it's Android Auto that's been hit hard. Let's break it down. Some Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro XL users who jumped on the Android 15 beta train are now facing issues with Android Auto. Android Auto, for those of you who might not be familiar, is Google's app that syncs your phone with your car's display. It allows you to use apps like navigation, music, and more in a safe and convenient way while you're driving. However, for some Pixel 9 owners, this feature is now broken, thanks to a bug in the latest Android 15 beta update. Reports have flooded platforms like Reddit and Google's issue tracker, with many users claiming that Android Auto no longer works at all on their Pixel 9 devices. Whether you're trying to connect it through a cable or wirelessly, the result is the same. The service either disconnects or fails to function entirely after just a few seconds or minutes. So, what's causing this issue? Well, it's not exactly clear why this bug exists, but we know that it's directly tied to the Android 15 beta software. Interestingly enough, this problem doesn't seem to exist on the stable version of Android 14, which is what the Pixel 9 ships with and what most people are still running. If you're using Android 14, Android Auto should work just fine for you. Now, that's good news for those of you still running the stable version, but for anyone who's already upgraded to the Android 15 beta, things might get frustrating. The only known solution for now? Reverting back to Android 14. Just keep in mind that rolling back to the previous version of Android requires a factory reset, meaning you'll lose all your data, so definitely think twice before making that move. The good news is that this issue is likely to be fixed before the official release of Android 15, which is expected to roll out to the Pixel 9 series in October. Google is pretty good at addressing these types of bugs in time for the final version of their software. But until then, if you're on the Android 15 beta, you're going to have to live with a broken Android Auto, or, as I mentioned earlier, revert back to the stable Android 14 release. This situation highlights one of the risks of running beta software. Even though beta versions often feel stable, there are always some quirks that pop up. This Android Auto bug might seem like a small inconvenience, but it's a perfect example of why beta testing is done in the first place. If you're thinking about trying out a beta, it's always best to avoid using it on your main device, especially if it's your daily driver. Betas are great for getting a sneak peek of what's coming, but they can also come with their share of headache. So, there you have it. Android 15 beta might be fun to explore, but for some Pixel 9 users, it's causing a bit of a headache, especially with Android Auto. If you're one of those users affected, you might want to consider going back to Android 14 or waiting until Google rolls out a fix. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech updates like this. Let me know in the comments if you're experiencing any issues with Android 15, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.